Hi. Alright, what's going on, y'all? This your boy Bruce Leroy back once again, okay? So this week is going to be a little special. We're going to go with a double upload this week, alright? So, before we get started with this video, as always, just like, comment, subscribe. If I kick all y'all asses, now it's player. You know I do. You already know how I do already. I'm about to not fuck up than I just did. Follow me on all my social medias. All of them, all my social media handles that I am Bruce Leroy. That goes for TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all the above, right? So we're gonna have a double upload week. So hope everybody's having a great start to their work week, and I hope everybody enjoyed the Super Bowl as well. I enjoyed it. Obviously, I wish my Eagles was there, but you know, Sirianni and I guess the front office didn't want to allow that to come to fruition. Excuse me. Whatever. It is what it is. So we're gonna have a double upload this week. This is the first half of double upload, so we're going to have two things. So we'll have, as promised last week, by the way, my Jubilee video got unfairly copyrighted. This is what I fucking hate. I hate social media, bro. This is the reason why. You either are going to be banned for making jokes and just saying shit that's not offensive, even and they might deem it offensive, or they're going to make up some bullshit about even though it's fair use. And I clearly was cracking jokes, coming up with my own thoughts like I normally do. They decided to copyright my goddamn video. So, my first Jubilee video was, if exes were 100% honest. I'm going to be honest with you about what I'm about to say right now. I reacted until there was like about 7 minutes. So I reacted to pretty much like an 85-90% of the actual original video. So if y'all want to run the views up, you know, for clout, because I ain't going to make no money off this shit anyway. Ain't really making no money off this anyway, like, period. But it doesn't matter. Regardless, run them views up. It's funny, it's entertaining. It's my first time reacting to a Jubilee video. And after they copyrighted my ass, it might be the last time. We'll see what happens. I might just do one off, but I'm going to stay away from Jubilee for a little while because of the copyright bullshit it is, so I don't get my fucking channel nuked off of fair use. Fair use. Fair use. I seen... Like I said, I ain't no dry snitch. I seen motherfuckers who got like tens of thousands of likes, 1 million views, something of that nature, off of doing the exact same shit I did. In fact, mine is more of a reaction because if y'all watch my shit, I talk a hell of a lot more. And somehow they got their shit to stay up, and mine's got, you know, copyrighted. So it's just crazy. That's, you know, but hey, that's social media for your ass. So I'm gonna, in order for my channel not to get completely just deleted, I'm going to stay away from Jubilee for quite some time. I might come back and revisit it when I'm like, you know what, I don't give a shit about a copyright strike or copyright claim. But as of right now, so my channel don't get fucking just thrown through the goddamn ground, I'm going to just stay away from that for a little while. And I'll just figure it out as I go along. So the first part of this upload, I got a couple of Eagles news to share with y'all. I know I said I was going to talk to y'all until the off season, but it's a couple of things that have, you know, are somewhat important that I want to discuss, and I want to talk about the Super Bowl as well. So this, the first half of the video is basically Eagles football, and then the recent Super Bowl that just took place between the 49ers and the Chiefs. By the way, congratulations to the Chiefs, to Patrick Mahomes, my GOAT, getting his third Super Bowl reign, man. Got it. Super Bowl MVP, which we're going to debate if he really actually deserved that. But we'll talk about that later on. Let's talk about the Eagles first. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is, I hear a lot of y'all talking shit about Britton Covey. So Britton Covey, if you don't know, he made some comments about, you know, how the season really went. He was on with, if you guys watch Eagles Now by Chat Sports, it's this guy named Chase Sr. He did an interview with some players. One of the players just so happened to be Britton Covey, right? Shout out to Britton Covey for damn near one of our best players the last couple months of our disastrous ass end of the season. So he goes on there and he has a conversation about what really went down. He said there was a lot of finger pointing, there's a lot of blaming. You know, said a lot of Brian Johnson took a lot of the heat when it really wasn't just him. Even though I think that I understand Sirianni said it's his offense, but like I've explained on, you know, several videos, he has definitely he has some blame in this shit too. I'm not letting him off scot-free. Regardless, right? I made multiple analogies on the channel. I'm not going back and forth with that. If y'all, the goddamn analogy that I made is literally on my TikTok and Instagram. I compare it to like Sirianni owning a restaurant and Brian Johnson being the #1 customer, and he brings with him the party of Eagles and how Brian Johnson chooses the worst shit on the menu. that was my analogy off of that. So Brian Johnson is not going to get it. By the way, I guess congratulations to Brian Johnson. He landed a job with the Commanders as a somewhat of an offensive assistant, somewhat of a prominent role in the offensive end. So well, good luck to him. You know what I'm saying? Best of luck to him. Cliff Kingsbury got hired for the Commanders, which is kind of weird because Sam Howell doesn't strike me as a guy that's going to be running a lot of RPOs. So my thing is this. What I'm thinking is going to happen is Cliff Kingsbury is going to probably... I think the Commanders are going to try to get Caleb Williams. This is my guess. They're going to try to get Caleb Williams. They're going to try to get a mobile... They're going to have to get a mobile quarterback. Because I'm not saying Sam Howell is slow. But you don't bring Cliff Kingsbury in here unless you're getting a quarterback that can run an RPO, a very mobile quarterback. Someone like the... Not necessarily, obviously, just like Kyler Murray, but somewhat on the equivalency as far as mobility is concerned, right? So... Well, I like Britton Covey, what he said, man. First off, I ain't gonna apologize. I apologize 1,000 times. But, you know, obviously, my bad about all the time to talk shit about you. But I'm moving on from that. I apologize 1,000 fucking times, right? I'm not doing that shit no more. But I see a lot of these old heads and shit be on, like, these, the podcast, the radio, WPPL, whatever the fuck it is. WPPY, all this other shit. Everyone said, well, he's the punt returner. He should not be talking, you know, this, that, and the third. And Britton Covey also during that interview talked about, you know, that he wants to get more involved in the offense, and that's like basically, you know, his job basically, he's a kick returner, but he's definitely more than capable of being a part of this offense as an extra wide receiver. I've seen him in action, especially last year, and I actually 100% believe him. Britton Covey, if I had to say one guy who was the most improved player on our team, it was Britton Covey by a long shot. One of the very few guys that stayed consistent pretty much the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. But and one thing I really respect the hell out of him for. Okay, so fuck all these old head niggas that's talking about, so your punt returner shouldn't be talking like that. Shut the fuck up. Sometimes the truth needs to be said. And what I like about what Britton Covey said and how he said it was that he told the truth. I noticed that a lot of, and whenever you ask about the same... You know, whenever you ask the players what really happened, they all got the same fucking answer. Oh, you know, we didn't execute. It's not just y'all fucking fault. Yes, some of y'all didn't do y'all jobs. Bradbury, one of them. But the reality situation is, bro, like y'all know that y'all culture was ass. Y'all know it. And Britton Covey alluded to it because he was like, yo, like, listen, it feels good. He said that we needed a fresh pair of eyes. You know what I'm saying? Just alluding to the fact that there's changes in the coaching staff. And he said that they're going to be a resilient team coming. Hopefully what he says come to fruition. But, yo, he didn't sugarcoat shit. And what I love about him is that he didn't go crazy. He didn't do anything that was going to create locker room division. But at the same time, he told the goddamn truth. The only person on a goddamn team that told the truth. Everybody's like, well, we didn't do our part. We didn't execute X, Y, and Z. Just tell a goddamn truth. You know that shit wasn't right with the offense. You know that shit wasn't right with play call and everything. Everybody's just giving the same bullshit, irritating ass PR answer that I'm tired of hearing. Because I heard that shit the last 7 weeks when y'all was getting y'all ass kicked. And I'm hearing it all every time you come on the podcast or a radio show, interview, whatever the case may be. Oh, what happened with the Eagles season? Oh, we got to do a better job of executing. You know, we didn't have enough time. Like, Jesus Christ, y'all all sound like fucking like, y'all just, Jesus, y'all sound like y'all been fucking brainwashed. Like, you know how, like, one of them goddamn robots in the movies and shit? Y'all niggas sound like minions, bruh. Like, I guess Sirianni or Howard must be Gru or some shit. Y'all niggas just all fall in line, just saying the same bullshit. So it was refreshing and it was necessary for Britton Covey to actually tell the truth about this team, and I love that he did it in a way where, like I said before, it's not going to create division, but it's honest. It's candid. It's exactly what we need to hear. We need to hear the truth. We don't need to hear these same bullshit PR. Oh, I'm trying not to cause a stir in the media. I'm trying not to cause a stir. Like, no, we need 100%. Full out in your goddamn face the truth, and he put that in I believe the best way possible. Shout out to Britton Covey for a hell of a season overall. Also shout out to him for actually being really the only Eagles player to actually keep it real. The only one. And AJ Brown said some things too, but like, and everybody just kind of repeating the same shit. It felt good that Britton Covey was actually honest, and that's what that was what was missing. Okay, so I want to move on from that. And shout out to Brittany Cup. I want to move on from that point. Second point I want to make is about Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts, everybody talking about the leadership thing, and everybody, and according to this Minnesota report. So it's kind of funny how we be cursing out these reporters for thinking they be starting shit as far as these reports and stuff like, you don't know what you talk about. Because I think Jeff McClain came out with some rumors about Jalen, about the team questioning the leadership, and it turns out that, lo and behold, it was true. And I forgot there was some other events that had taken place that transpired that we thought was bullshit, but it ended up being the truth after all. You know what I'm saying? So like, so I do agree that the media members can be troublemakers. They're not objective. They do be trying to start shit, but at some point in time, it's like, yo, I'm gonna start kind of believing these reporters when they be saying certain shit, because it turns out it actually did have validity. So people looked at, those that don't know, Jalen Hurts played in the Pro Bowl. He was having fun out there with CD Lamb and just having fun in general. Now, granted, I'm a little nervous about one thing, bro. You can't be a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. You up there dropping a goddamn Philly special. Because we're going to need that. We're going to need to run that shit, bro. You got to, listen, you're more athletic than goddamn Nick Foles. Ain't no excuse for your ass not to be catching the ball. Alright, so maybe you need to lay off the goddamn weight so you can fully extend that motherfucking arm. But whatever the case may be, bro, like, you too goddamn athletic for you not to be able to catch a goddamn football that's right there. Now, CD, did he throw the best throw? No, but Jalen Hurts, you better clean that shit up, because we might want to throw this Philly special in during the Super Bowl one day if hopefully we can make it back next year. You know what I'm saying? So you better learn how to catch the goddamn ball, bro. So like Jalen Hurts, you gotta be a little worried there. You can't be an Eagles quarterback, starting quarterback. You can't know how to do the Philly special. So hopefully that's something you're gonna work on in the offseason as far as some other things as well. Okay. So I want to go back to the report about Jalen Hurts' leadership. Everybody saying like he needs to be more vocal, this, that, and the third. Here's the reality situation. This is what everybody needs to stop doing, okay? Your personality doesn't mean shit. Now, again, I understand, okay, this is the quarterback position. This is the leader of the football team. This is the figurehead of the football team. The quarterback's attitude is generally the attitude for the most part, the attitude that's representative of the entire football team. I understand that. But last year, he was acting the same way. And here's a reality situation. Why the fuck would he open up, or why would he be celebrating if we're getting our asses kicked 7-8 weeks in a row? Why the fuck would he be celebrating? Why would he be, having fun and, like he was doing in the Pro Bowl, if he's coming up to his coach? He's getting paid $500 million. So he already got the, he got the money to, as a franchise quarterback. He's been chosen with the contract to be the franchise quarterback. The contract says so. Your franchise quarterback comes to the coaches and say, hey, listen, he's saying some shit that actually makes sense, right? Because he's on the field, he's the one that's seeing everything, right? The coaches on the side, they're not playing ball. He is. So he goes up to Sirianni and say, hey, we need some more intermediate routes. And Sirianni fucking ignores him. So if I'm the quarterback, right, I'm being ignored by my coaches, right? I'm kind of lost on what to do, because the person that's supposed to lead our football team, the head coach, and I'm getting paid $500 million a year. No, it's $500. I got a $500 million contract, roughly about like 50 million, whatever the case may be, right? So I'm getting paid as a franchise quarterback. I'm being chosen, to be the franchise quarterback of this football team, and my head coach is not even fucking listening to me, and we're getting our ass beat week after week after week, and it's the same shit. So why would I, as a player, as a coach, sit up there, be smiling and cheese? And here's a reality situation, okay? I know everybody trying to fit Jalen Hurts in this Kawhi shit, right? And number one, let's look at it like this. Kawhi been the same way. The same way. And Kawhi got about two, three championships under his belt. You got 2 or 3 NBA finals. Now, whatever you feel like what counts, what doesn't count, that's up to y'all. But he got 3 NBA rings, being himself. And he's actually he's less vocal than Jalen Hurts. If you see Jalen Hurts, he'd be like, at the end of the day, oh, let's fucking go. He'd be gritty in that practice and shit like that. To the point where it's like, you're kind of damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? So if he don't say nothing, you'd be like, oh, he's not being a leader. He's not rallying the team together, right? And then on the other end of the spectrum, if he starts dancing, be like, well, I need my franchise quarterback to be focused. So you motherfuckers, y'all gotta pick which one y'all want. You either want him to be himself, like he normally does, or you want him to start being more aloof, I guess is the word. You know what I'm saying? being more loose. Pause. But you understand my point. You can't have your cake and eat it too, right? So this what everybody gotta chill out with the like Hurts. Whatever his personality, here's the reality. This is my opinion. It's my opinion about the subject. Jalen Hurts, you act the way whatever the fuck you want to act. Reason being, because I personally speaking, I don't see anything wrong. You speak up when you need to speak up. You do your job. You keep the team focused and in line when it's time to get the job done, right? Now, on the field, I do think at times he's a little bit, he's a little bit too strict. I think, him being more loose and having fun, I think that'll help open up his game. So I do agree to, in that extent, he does need to change that. Because one thing about the greats, man, they have fun playing this game because there's a certain confidence and swag you carry yourself as like, yo, I'm him, I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see that a little bit more. Just kind of like don't play so rigid. Just kind of relax a little bit. Don't be too cocky, but at the same time be confident in your abilities because he's proven that he's the guy. It's just time to start putting the numbers up and start, we got to get back to the Super Bowl and go win this goddamn thing, all right? We got to go upset the Chiefs run. So, I think he can do it. The coaching is different. I'm not a fan of the Kellen Moore hire, but as the Eagles fan, I'm obligated as an Eagles fan to give it a shot. I don't have a choice, right? So all I can really do at this point in time, I said my rant and I curse motherfuckers out all the time. It's a brand new season coming up. It's time to erase everything that happened in the past, right? Hopefully we're not repeating those same mistakes next year on either side of the ball. But it's time to move forward, okay? So moving forward now, moving forward with a positive, optimistic mindset. We're starting from scratch. And that's what we need moving forward. But honestly, personally, I don't have a problem with Jalen Hurts. He celebrates when he needs to. He is a leader. He's vocal literally every game. He's vocal after the game with the fans. So, like, it's just, and honestly, it's like, and then I heard something, like, during the offseason about how they structured this contract where if they need to get rid of him, they can do that without it hurting the cap so much. I'm not worried about that shit. I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts. I'm worried about making sure Kellen Moore puts him in the right positions the way but I'm making sure that Kellen Moore does his job. I know Jalen Hurts can play, right? And he's going to need to be coached in some areas, right? So, like, I've seen him too many times. He's missing wide open guys. He was forced the ball to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, instead of just taking the quick check down or take what the defense gives you. You know what I'm saying? And going through all his progressions instead of looking for the same typical, 1-2, whatever you want to call it, 1-2 punch, whatever. So instead of looking for just A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, he needs to look at the entire field, the running backs, Goddard, the backup tight end, like the backup wide receiver, the third, fourth string wide receivers, whoever's going to be on the team. He needs to look at the entire field, right? So that's probably one thing he definitely needs to work on. And he needs to be coached into doing that. So hopefully that's something that he works on in this offseason. And next year we'll see, if not the same thing as the year before, much better, right? So I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts might pick it however the fuck he wants to act because that's he was doing that. The year he won a Super Bowl, I want quarterbacks to be themselves. I don't want them to try to. He doesn't have to. He didn't come in fitting into a box, right? He didn't come into this organization and NFL fit. He came in being himself, and that's what I want to happen. Do I think he can relax a little bit more in games and not be too rigid? Yes. But as far as the personality and when he chooses to emote, when he doesn't choose to emote, I'm perfectly okay with that. Because push come to shove, everybody's going to be celebrating this at a third. He's going to be focused. He's going to make sure that before he celebrate, the goddamn job got to get done. So I have no problem with how Jalen Hurts acts. So I would like to talk about the Super Bowl, okay? So the Super Bowl took place, Las Vegas, Chiefs and the 49ers. And listen, if the Eagles can't make the Super Bowl, I'm definitely happy that my GOAT, my favorite goddamn player of all time, the greatest quarterback of all time, listen, I know you're going to say Brady, and I probably really can't argue with you with that. Because honestly, in my opinion, as much as I love Patrick Mahomes, as much as I love this man as a player, that Buccaneers game kind of closed the door on the GOAT conversation. But Mahomes is still my GOAT. If you want to ask me who I'm going to, defend in battle, who I'm going to fight to the death, bro, it's Mahomes. It's my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely happy. And I'm so happy my favorite play get a chance to beat the 49ers ass. All I know I do is make excuses. Then they started talking about some, oh yeah, and I'm not saying this ain't a legitimate concern because it kind of is, but it was like, oh yeah, everybody's the alarms, whatever. The alarms was going off, and you know that really affected us. It was doing, and I remember when the Eagles were like, what the fuck? Like, this what I don't understand, right? You continuously mention the Eagles. Then Debo was like, well, it's not really a rivalry because it wasn't close. How about we beat y'all asses the year prior? You forgot about that? Y'all was crying about you not having Brock Purdy. Y'all seem to forgot? So for some odd reason, the 49ers were still focused on the fucking Eagles, despite the fact that Chiefs were right in front of them. It don't make no sense. Last time I checked, the Super Bowl is an AFC team and an NFC team. Not an NFC team versus the NFC team. We're not in the fucking playoffs. We faced y'all already. Y'all got y'all little win. Congratulations. Okay, great. Like, bring out the fucking pinatas. I don't give a fuck. We moved on. It's a new season. Y'all in the Super Bowl. Y'all got a chance to go grab a title. Which I was, like I said, I hope my goal, make sure that shit don't happen. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't. But we're going to elaborate on that a little further. So it's just all these excuses coming in, just constantly mentioning Eagles. Like, what the fuck do the Eagles have to do with the Super Bowl? You facing the Chiefs, Kansas City, not the Kansas City Eagles, nigga. The Kansas City Chiefs. That's who you're facing. It's the AFC team and the NFC. You're the NFC representative. The Chiefs are the AFC representative. It's not an NFC versus NFC, okay? Goodell's not changing their goddamn rules like motherfucking Adam Silver, okay? Like with the end-season tournament and all that other bullshit you be doing that nobody asked for, okay? So it's not the same thing. It's the AFC team, NFC team. Chiefs are the AFC representative. That's your opponent. You are the NFC representative. Okay? So moving on from that. So there's a whole bunch of excuses and shit like that. So this is my takeaways from the game real quick. First off, neither one of the quarterbacks played great. But this is what separates great quarterbacks from good quarterbacks. I.e., Patrick Mahomes from Brock Purdy. Patrick Mahomes gets the job done. Ran some critical, like he ran on critical downs, took the game in his own hands, and put his team in position to win. And even though the game with a touchdown was pretty easy, doesn't matter. He led him up there. He took the game in his own goddamn hands. Even if it meant scrambling for that first down, he got it. That separates the goats from the, you know, the little sheep that still need some rearing. Pause. But you get my point, right? So then, talk about the game, whatever. I don't understand what's Kyle Shanahan's obsession. Every time he gets the Super Bowl, he did this shit against the last year with the Chiefs. He does not want to run the ball. I mean, sometimes he flat out just refuse. I'm like, yo, run the fucking ball. Like, I don't understand. I know if I was a 49er fan, I'd be pissed. I'm like, yo, you have the league. I don't give a shit about what y'all say about Lamar Jackson. And here, I'm going to be straight up candid and honest, okay? This is still filming. Cool, so I got some time to be candid and honest. And that's exactly what I want to do. I'm going to be candid and very, very honest with you. I think that Lamar Jackson won the MVP for a couple reasons. One, the league is obsessed with giving the most valuable player award to a quarterback. Don't ask me why the fuck that. Maybe because it's the most popular position, but I think that people are scared because it's like, listen, that lady that made the comment saying that Christian McCaffrey, she was on this, like, the Fox thing, whatever the case may be, where they called her white, even though I thought she was Hispanic, but that's neither here nor there. So she talked about that Lamar not very quarterbacky. Obviously, she's wrong about that because her mind is stuck from 3 fucking years ago, and Lamar Jackson has greatly improved, and he legitimately had his best season this year. Matter of fact, he had his best season this year by far, right? So I think people were scared to not come off racist. But here's the thing: in the same fashion, you could have given Tyreek Hill the most valuable player. I wouldn't have been mad. And if not him, then Christian McCaffrey should have won the MVP. So, and everybody's this narrative about, oh yeah, of course she prefers the white man over the black. But no, it's like, yo, who, MVP to me, this is to me, who was the most consistent and dominant player in the league? Who was the most consistent and the most dominant player in the league from weeks 1 to week 18? Lamar Jackson, great season, best season of his career, dynamic, first team All-Pro without questioning. I would say, even go as far as to say, let's just say if we're going to round up all the quarterbacks in a regular season, and let's just say we remove all the players, right? And we just have quarterbacks. Only quarterbacks can win an MVP because that's what the NFL is, you know, that's the message that they're sending, okay? So, Out of all the quarterbacks, I would say Lamar Jackson is more deserving of the most valuable player title. If we're just going strictly quarterbacks. Out of everybody he had, I would think, Brock Purdy had a season, but I'm talking about like leading his football team. Leading his football team and what he's done, I say out of all the quarterbacks, he's the most deserving. Okay? So, I don't know why the fuck they even gave Josh Allen the vote, which is fucking hilarious, because he led the league in turnovers, but that's neither here nor there. But I think people gave Lamar Jackson the MVP, not because necessarily he deserved it, because he was the best, most consistent quarterback out of everyone. He was the most consistent. However, maybe outside of Brock Purdy, but I feel like that the person who's willing their team to victory, that's the guy who should be MVP. So I know you will say Dak had a better year, Josh Allen had a better year, who else? Josh Allen. You're gonna say C.J. Stroud, probably not that. I'm not gonna put C.J. Even though amazing year for C.J. Stroud, but I'm maybe not gonna put him in that conversation. You say Tua, you say Brock Purdy, but consistency, the one that flashed the most to me was Lamar. Bottom line is, I think people are afraid to come off racist versus objectively looking at, okay, who was the most dominant player? So I think people in fear of being seen as racist, like the lady was, I think she was ignorant. I don't think she was racist. Most people want to try to pull that card, and it's because of the negative stigmas that have been on black quarterbacks for some time about how black quarterbacks, that they have trouble, they can't play the quarterback position, they should be converted to wide running backs, wide receivers. We are so caught up in that stigma that we can't objectively, separate ourselves, objectively. Week 1 and week 18, who's the most dominant player in the league? Christian McCaffrey or Tyreek? My vote's going to go to Christian McCaffrey, right? One of those two, anybody that wouldn't won MVP, I would have been mad, because one of those two deserved it. But Christian McCaffrey, weeks 1 and week 18, most dominant, consistent player. That's to me. So I think everybody was afraid to come off racist and didn't want to get the backlash that came with that label, especially what happened with the lady. That I think that's why he got the MVP versus objectively looking at things. I think we'll go back to this game, okay? So, Pacheco fumbled a few times. The Travis Kelce, Andy Reid incident. Hell no. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm also going to be candid about this too. Travis Kelce, in my opinion, is my GOAT tight end. Is my GOAT for tight end. Not only is he my GOAT for tight end because of the longevity, amount of years of dominance. Now listen, George Kittle is the most talented tight end of all time. And I legitimately think if he was utilized more and utilized correctly, unlike the Super Bowl, he probably would easily overtake Travis Kelce just because he's the more talented tight end. But if we're just looking at numbers wise, and we're looking at dominance year to year consistently, I don't want to say Gronk because of the block and it's at a third. He's a bigger tight end. But the reality situation is, I'm not ready to give Rob Gronkowski that title because he hasn't proved he can play with any other quarterback outside of Brady, who's arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. Me, it's Mahomes, but if y'all want to argue Brady, I'm cool with that. So, the reality situation is, fucking Travis Kelce played with Alex Smith, who was, talk about a game manager, the definition of a game manager. Let's just keep it real. Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes, Mahgoat. Okay? So, he's played with two quarterbacks. He's proven he can dominate with two quarterbacks. Okay? So, and also he had the pressure of being the #1 receiving option this year and last year too. And he stepped up. So-so Super Bowl performance, so-so. But, let's talk about the Andy Reid situation. So, those that don't know, Pacheco fumbled, and, Kelce was upset that he didn't. He was upset with Andy Reid that he wasn't in that play. He was basically like, yo, leave me in the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? And then he kind of like gave him like a hard shove. Two things wrong with this situation. Number one, Andy Reid is an older guy. I don't mean to be ageist, but I'm keeping it real. He's an older guy. Okay? You got to be careful sneaking up and doing abrupt movements to the point where you're shoving him and he can't see you because something else can happen as a result of that. That's pushing him to the ground is completely a terrible decision to do. But to even go further, you can have a heart attack or something of that nature. You just don't know. So for you to do that, it's just out of control. It's just like, you know, you're going too far. There's a better way of handling that situation. And that wasn't it. Particularly with a coach that you've had history with. You've won games for a long time, and he's a hell of a coach. He's not like no mediocre ass coach. He's a hell of a coach. So you opt out to basically, the way you do it, it's like a coach that you don't respect. Like, I'll do that to a coach. I'm not gonna do it, but you know, it's not understandable. It's still wrong either way. But in this hypothetical scenario, I'm just gonna say this. It's still not okay regardless. Let's just say, for instance, it was like a coach that was a year or two and we had losing seasons. Not understandable, but in that situation, okay. I guess I could see that taking place. Not with a guy you've won multiple Super Bowls with, that's, you know, been around, you guys have history with each other. So to do that, it's just like, it screams entitlement, and it's disrespectful, and it's completely uncalled for. And it's a lack of, you know, self-awareness that this individual I have history with, so I don't have to go to that extent. I want to yell and get frustrated and curse? Fine. Shoving the man? No. And listen, Justin Tucker, I'm barely going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give benefit of the doubt because maybe Tucker should have been away. Whatever. Barely going to give a benefit of the doubt. But what I've been noticing is that recently Travis Kelce has started to do things that's uncharacteristic from, I don't know the man out off the field, but from what I've seen, is a little bit uncharacteristic of how he normally acts. And AJ Brown even said that, yo, if he did that, he would be out the league. And very much true, because AJ Brown just says he don't want to talk to the media, which is his right. And y'all act like he's a fucking cancer because he don't want to talk to y'all bitch ass niggas that sit up there and try to villainize him for just doing his job, for being vocal about stuff, just being regular, just talking. Just talking. Just talking you villainize him for. Right? I think some of it is some low-level prejudice subconsciously. I think the other thing is you know, with the diva shit and all that negative stigma attached to it, so everybody's supposed to just sit there and shut the fuck up no matter what. And you know, you have to have different kinds of personalities on the team. Not everybody can be just as quiet, do your job and shit. Not everybody can act like Nick Chubb. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gotta have different kind of personalities. You gotta have an enforcer on the team in case anything go down, like Trent Williams. No, he told Richard Sherman, "I'll punch in your shit." That's exactly what he did. So you gotta have a guy like Trent Williams. Okay, everybody team has to have an enforcer. Our enforcer, one of them is Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelce to an extent. And I would even go as far to say AJ Brown. AJ Brown don't mind putting their hands on a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. He still how he dragged the fucking Travarius Ward. So he don't mind put, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to say put the wood, but fucking pause on that. I shouldn't have even said that shit out loud. Moving forward, what I'm saying. Travis Kelce was 100% wrong in that. And I just think that, you know, maybe it's Taylor Swift, maybe it's the fame he's getting, maybe it's the attention, I don't know what it is, but he's acting out of character from what how I normally see him conduct. So he normally doesn't even go to that extent. He's very passionate. I've seen his passion. I've seen him be loud at a third, but he's just acting a little different. And to me, that was just an entitled attitude. First off, Andy Reid didn't fumble the fucking football. Okay? He didn't fumble the fucking football. He didn't fumble the football. First and foremost. Secondly, even if you would, let's just say you're going to do that to Pacheco, you out of line. You still be out of line. There's no reason to do that whatsoever. So hopefully, moving forward with that, he apologized because he needed to. He was completely out of bounds. There's nothing I can think of that say that is, you know, you could say, well, Travis Kelce was very passionate moment. He really wanted to win the game for this team, and you know what kind of type of player he is, how he wants to impact the game at all times. That's understandable, but the bullshit he just pulled, completely not understandable. Especially not with a guy who you've had history with. If you have any sort of respect for that person, you don't go and do shit like that. So Travis Kelce, I fuck with him. He's my favorite tight end of all time, but he's been acting a little bit out of character the last couple of weeks or so. The season's over, so I don't really matter anyway. But acting a little bit out of character here and there, and it's starting to kind of, you know, I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna give you raised eyebrows, kind of like how Devontae Smith puts the goddamn cameraman. So I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to talk about some other shit, so we're gonna go further to the game. First off, Karlaftis, very underrated. Ever since he was drafted to the team, I think he came from Purdue, don't quote me on that. He's been very, very productive for this football team. Karlaftis is really good. Trent McDuffie. Did I not? And listen, I fuck with Jordan Davis. I'm cool with him. I think he can play at an all-pro level. He just needs to be coached right. And needs to stay in shape. So if those 2 things go well, Jordan Davis is a bright future here. I believe in it. Okay? So I'm cool with Jordan Davis. But I told y'all niggas, I told y'all why we should have drafted Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie quite possibly could have been the best cornerback, the best defensive, I ain't gonna go as far as because Jesse Bates had a crazy year. The best cornerback in the fucking league. And what? Year number 2? In year 2, the best cornerback in the league. He does everything our corners don't fucking do. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. He ain't willing to lay your, he don't mind laying your ass out. He can tackle, he can hit, and he can cover anybody. He ain't afraid of shit. This is why I wanted Trent. This is why I was going crazy when we did draft Trent McDuffie. Now again, I'm cool with Jordan Davis, but this is the reason why I was going crazy. Now y'all see, in his 2nd year, he single-handedly became the best cornerback in the NFL. That's insane. I told y'all. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't tell me. Like, bro, and if all y'all say I'm lying, nigga, dig up all my old tweets. Again, I apologize to Howie for this. I was cursing out Howie that we didn't get fucking Trent McDuffie. I was saying that before the draft, after the draft, going fucking bananas. I was on a Twitter tirade because we selected Jordan Davis over Trent McDuffie. Okay? Now, fucking Kyle Hamilton's great, but I think that Kyle Hamilton needed to be in an organization with the right coaches in place, and we did not have that at the time. I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know if we have that now. We'll see. Season, as the season progresses, but you get my point. Trent McDuffie overnight, and honestly, he should have been the MVP. Not necessarily Mahomes. Mahomes didn't play bad, but he didn't play stellar either. Chiefs showed they're the best defense in the NFL. They're the best. And then Baltimore played really good defense. 49ers fucked up here and there. Bosa fucked up here and there, but 49ers are the real deal. Ravens are definitely the real deal. But you talk about the best defense in the NFL? It's the Chiefs, man. They proved it. Maybe they don't have all the players Baltimore, the 49ers do. They don't have all the players the Baltimore Ravens do. But shit, hey, they made it work. And they got some good guys, but it's just the Chiefs play as a unit. And if it's a coordinator understands his guys and how to put guys in how to put his players, Spagnuolo, how to put his players in the best positions possible to succeed. He knows his players. You can just tell by how they're working together. You know what I'm saying? Ray Lewis said on like the Monday Night Football thing, it's like, yo, like Eagles are playing individual football. I see us how shitty our defense is, and how even though there's some standouts on that team like McDuffie, like Chris Jones, like Bolton, and like Snead, there's some standouts, but they play together as a unit, and that's what separates them from everybody else, right? So yeah, and Chris Jones, man. We talk about Aaron Donald. We don't talk about Chris Jones enough. We really don't. Consistent year after year after year, came through in the big game. I think actually made like a clutch quarterback hurry to force the 49ers to a field goal. So yeah, Chris Jones doesn't get enough discussion about how great of a defensive tackle, how great of a defensive player he is through all these years. You know, first ballot Hall of Famer without question. Just Chris Jones is him, for sure. Last thing before we move on to the second upload. I want to speak about I'm trying to think. Yes, the halftime show. Singing from both parties wasn't stellar. Usher wasn't horrible. Alicia Keys. Come on now. Now, somebody told me that Usher might have not been the greatest because he was performing all the time. He's wearing his voice thin. That could happen. Dancing was amazing from Usher. Amazing. And it just goes to show you that when it comes to the singing aspect, that was the singing aspect. Y'all was talking shit about Rihanna. Rihanna was pregnant and she was nailing them notes and doing a little bit of dancing too, while she was pregnant with a kid. And I saw y'all disrespect like this was born, whatever. Maybe the dancer didn't do too many moves that was really that complex. Let's keep it real. But Rihanna slayed. You know what I'm saying? She slayed. You feel me? So while pregnant, vocals on point, doing the movements, even though as simple as they what kind of was. And Usher had a terrific, don't get me wrong, the performance, the dancing aspect, Usher was on point. Here's what I will say though, brother. He proposed to his fiance, his now fiance. He's been with for a long time. Okay? You did that. Cool. Congratulations to both of y'all. Yeah, Alicia Keys is a married woman, sir. So I don't know if some of y'all prep behind closed doors and say we're gonna do this. Or maybe there's some shit where like Alicia Keys didn't expect it and then she didn't want to fuck up the performance because then the Super Bowl there's like millions of people watching. But she just kind of went with it. Usher, my guy. Why? Just why? Why? Come on now. Don't be the guy that breaks up happy homes and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, now listen, Swiss Beats took it like a champ. I'm not taking it like a champ, bro. You know what I'm taking your motherfucking shit outside. In the point, I'm hoping, I'm like, yo, please let it rain. I was like, I goddamn, what's the name off of Long Kid? But let it rain, bitch. I'm letting that shit rain. I'm taking your shit on the stuff. Matter of fact, I hope a motherfucking rabbit or dog with rabies go over so they get y'all chew through all your shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't have been able to like really handle all that shit. Like, God damn, you like we married. You up there doing all this extra stuff. And you touch it, you feel it. I'm like, yo, make me sweat. I'm sweating bullets in the motherfucker. And somebody else might be sweating bullets in the but not playing. Outside of that stupid ass thing I just said. That couldn't have been me. I ain't man enough to handle all that. I couldn't have been. I'm like, nah, you either will have to leave, nah, you couldn't kiss me after that. I would have been like, yeah, so I would have played shit up, but yeah, how you know, how was the performance? Oh, yeah, the performance was great. Performance was great. But yeah, so she still, I'm doing motherfucking Matrix now. I'm like, oh, yeah, for sure. Like, nigga, I'm up here acting like a motherfucking, goddamn, whatever. I can't even think of a joke right now. But bottom line is, like, I would have seen the relationship totally differently after that. I wouldn't have been able to be the same person after. I would have, boy, listen. The commercial was kind of ass. I ain't finna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe one or two that might have been good, but the commercial overall was just completely ass. And the funny thing is, I found about Ice Spice, this shit was hilarious. Now I know goddamn Ice Spice don't watch no motherfucking football like that. I know she'll watch the motherfucking football like that. And if she does watch football, I promise you her goddamn favorite team at the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, she was going just as crazy as goddamn Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, like, listen, I get it, you gotta fake it till you make it, but not in that scenario, nigga. I ain't cheering that hard for the goddamn Chiefs, nigga. I'm doing like the motherfucking church claps and shit. I'm not gonna curse and mention church and same sentence, but I'm doing a church clap, man. I'm doing the glory. Oh my cheese, nigga. I'm doing that. You gonna see me go. I'll go crazy over the Eagles. Listen, I'll do nothing. Mahgoat on the field, number 15. Yeah, I'm doing some of that. I ain't doing all that. She was jumping around, going crazy. I'm like, I swear, your ass probably don't even watch football, nigga. You probably don't even watch, man. Like, you probably don't even watch the goddamn WNBA. Like, cut the shit. Just stop it. Just stop. You overreact like a motherfucker. You doing too much faking. Like, we gonna need you really back into reality. You don't like football, like stop playing. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to ruin the moment, like be like this sour puss, whatever kids they be. But like, you OD'd. I found that shit funny. That's all I gotta say about Super Bowl, but I'm happy Mahgoat got a third. Not the best game from him, but like I said, the great ones make it count when it needs to happen. And that's what he did. Brock Purdy, not a bad player, but the game manager title, I'm not ready to remove that from him. I don't think he's done enough this season, all season long. And for some odd reason, I don't get why motherfuckers, even Warren Sapp, like, the game manager is not an insult. It's just not. It's just somebody that's like, maybe don't have the biggest arm. Not the most mobile. Not a guy that's going to, a game changer is like what he said. I'll throw Jalen Hurts in there because I want to. I don't care if nobody disagrees with me or not. But, game change somebody that's like, yo, like, push come to shove, they're the best player on the field, or they're the reason solely of why their team overcomes things, right? So, I don't even put, Brady's so fucking good, I don't even put, Brady can pretty much do every goddamn thing. He can throw the ball. He don't have the strongest arm, but he can throw that motherfucking ball. He's super accurate with the football. He makes great decisions. So I don't even put Brady in a game. I put him as a game changer. Because he's proven over year after year, especially what Barry McCockman would say. He's proven year after year he's the best player on the fucking team. With receivers and without receivers, right? And our defense has been great for the most part. But and he probably would have been carried. He probably was carried the first 2-3 years of his career. By the defense and by the tough rule. But regardless, Brady's the GOAT. Mahomes is my GOAT. I'm gonna defend him until I die. But like, Brady's him. Okay, but the game manager it's not an insult, right? It's like goes the guys are just like, yo, they're not the best player necessarily. They don't necessarily have to have the most stellar game to win. You know, they got guys around them that can compensate for that. They're probably not even the best player on the team, right? It's not an insult. It's just not. Game manager doesn't mean you're ass. And I don't know why people keep thinking that. And I see Warren Sapp react. I see so many other NFL players react the same way. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And Debo saying it. Last but not least, thank God I decided this nigga's not my favorite wide receiver anymore. Thank God. Because I don't understand, bro. Your energy should be towards the Chiefs. Why the fuck is it towards us? You talk about some, yeah, I'll put that boy to bed, whatever the case may be, and then Fletcher Cox told him to eat a D. Y'all know what he said, right? Cause at the end of like listen, okay, like listen, the joke, okay, I'm gonna give AJ Brown, okay, he's trolling. How many times you gonna do it though? How many times, Debo? You didn't play us. Listen, maybe. You know, the confetti got in your eyes, so you a little bit colorblind for a minute. But the Chiefs are not green, are not midnight green. They're red and yellow. Red, yellow, and white. So get the goddamn confetti out your motherfucking eye. Maybe the tears, you know what I'm saying? Get up out your eye, you blind motherfucker. Like, listen. Stop talking about the goddamn Eagles. You didn't face the Eagles. You faced the Chiefs. Stop talking shit about our team over this getting boring. Stop. Okay, like, listen. Okay, trash talking, good. We're about to play each other. Cool. You didn't face the fucking Eagles, sir. You were in Philadelphia. I know you must have, like, you know, your all-star probably wasn't working on the way back. Maybe I took the team play. I don't fucking know. But, like, you're not, bro. Like, okay, you're not funny. You're at this point, you're getting annoying. And then the 49ers excuses. Guys were injured. That happens every fucking year. You know how many people... Matter of fact, Jalen Hurts played with a fucked up shoulder and damn near had one of the greatest performances ever in NFL history. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. All these dumbass excuses. Like, stop. Just stop. Cut it out. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Right? You know, motherfucker, fucking Lane Johnson played at an all-pro level, so he's the best right tackle to ever play with a groin abdominal tear. Everybody in every team has had injuries. The Eagles fans pointed out Alshon Jeffrey, who played through injury. There was a rotator cuff or something of that nature. He played and he played great. So like, yo, this comes with football, right? So it's talking about Eric Armstead. Like, hopefully the brother get better, you know what I'm saying? But yo, like, injuries are part of the game. If you're that in pain that bad, you wouldn't play. But if you feel like you know what I'm saying, but once you play, there's no excuses. So that all that injury shit thrown out the window because you chose to play. So we're going to evaluate and judge you based on what you produce on the field while you decide to play. So that's not our fault. That if you had an injury, okay, God bless you, hope you get better. But other than that, we evaluate and we judge what we see on the field. That's it, that's all. So that's all I got to say about that. You know, the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Congratulations to my GOAT for getting another title, man. And prayers also to the guys that lost their lives. Like, John, we can't have nothing good in this goddamn world without some bullshit happening behind it, man. Like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, what's wrong with people sitting up there trying to, like, it's a celebration. You're going to ruin it by fucking trying to kill people and shit, man. So rest in peace to the one that lost their life, the 9 or 10 others that were wounded as well. Everybody who was traumatized by the event, prayers out to y'all. Y'all come out to have a good time, man. All that violence, all that stupid shit, man. Like, yo, like guns is just too fucking accessible nowadays. And it's going in the hands of, like, motherfuckers who don't have a mind together. You know what I'm saying? They were not mentally alright upstairs. They just allowed to walk the fucking street and they can obtain a gun just easily, man. We gotta do a better job as a nation of making sure that motherfuckers just can't just get a gun anytime they fucking feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So, rest in peace to the one person that lost their life. Condolences to everybody who was hurt or traumatized during that event. My prayers go out to the people of Kansas City. Man, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't really with that. So, you know, that's all I gotta say after that, man.